Hey garden friends, hopefully I'm not too disheveled right now. I've been out sanding boards to create my garden signs that I mentioned. I don't know if I mentioned it here. I am going to start making garden signs and put them up for sale on my website to help raise a little more money for my garden and things I want to get, because I've already exceeded my budget. I'm looking at this over there and it's looking a little sad, so I need to put it before me so I can treat it. So today I wanted to work on the one seed challenge. I don't know if you've heard of it, but another YouTuber, and I don't remember his name at this moment. Let me look it up. I'm back. Black Gumbo Southern Gardening. He's on YouTube. I will put a link in the description box below. And I thought it was an interesting challenge, and I wanted to participate this year. And basically, you take one seed. I'm going to do two, and I'll tell you why. And you follow it through its whole course, the plant, from germination all the way to the end of the season, and record it. And I liked the idea, so I wanted to do it. Why I'm going to do two seeds is I wanted to do a comparison. You know, I've spoken about Organic Rev growth stimulant before. I just got a new bottle in, and I wanted to see if soaking the seed and treating it through the season with the Organic Rev would make a noticeable difference. So if you want to follow along, great. I am going to first mix up my solution. It says a 50-50 solution on the instructions on the back to do this. Put my glasses on so I can see I have a little line. I don't need a whole lot to soak the seed. And I will let the seed soak while we do a little other seed sowing. I have some other seeds. I put the Rev in my little jar. I don't know if you can see down here. I may need to point my camera down a little more. Let me do that for you. Just a touch. So I did the Rev, and here's some water. Make sure I do it on the same line, so it's 50-50 or close enough. Close enough. Mix it in there, make sure it's good and mixed. Ooh, I'm crooked. Let's at least get me straight here. Okay, so 50-50 mix. What I am going to do is the Renee's Garden container tomato. This one's called Super Bush. Now, previous video or garden post, I said I wanted to do a bunch of container vegetables and see how they did. I got the seeds in. Some is some sugar snap peas that go into a hanging basket, some Garden Babies butterhead lettuce, etc. So I was going to do those, and this basil also is supposed to be smaller sized. And then I can report in on how well they did. This is for people who maybe don't have space for, or don't have garden space, and they want to grow their own vegetables and do so in containers. This one is supposed to be really good. And it's good sized tomatoes. It's not cherry tomatoes, so that's why I wanted to try it. So I'm going to soak one of the seeds. Ooh, there's seeds on the top. I'm going to soak that one in there. And then I will plant one in just the, I don't use seed starter mix, I just use potting soil. I've not had any trouble, and if you are worried about anything in here, and I mean a good brand of potting soil, this is E.B. Stone's Organic Edna's Best, and it's worked well for me, as well as I've used my own DIY potting soil to do this. So I'm going to let that seed soak. Hopefully I can find it again. Anyways, I'm going to let it soak for a while. I am also going to mix up just a tiny bit of Rev. I'm going to get a little bit out here because I don't need it as strong to, treat this poor little primrose here. It got dried out while I was gone, and I came in to find it drooping, so I just need to give it a little boost, I think, with the Organic Rev. And I will trim off any of these that are beyond saving, so it's not trying to, revitalize those leaves instead of just putting it. I have a bin down here where I put anything that's going out. See, this one is toast, so this one just needs to be cut off, that leaf. And just give it a little bit of help in recovering. See, these leaves are doing okay. This one's pretty droopy down here, so we'll let that one say bye-bye. Let's see, this one, it might recover, but it's all good. Okay, so I've got more buds coming up right down here. Right down there. Oops, don't want to pour it out. And I can cut the bloom off, so it gives it a better chance. So there, that's going to revive. I'm going to let it sit in that and recover. Oh, I see some more leaves. I didn't look thoroughly. So that one, so there we go. So we're going to give it a little boost. Little boost. Okay, I'll set it over here before I put it back. I had it in these pretty pots over here. Okay, so I'm letting this seed soak. Put the lid on here, and in the meantime, let me put you back up a little bit. In the interim, I am going to sow some other things. Now, I was going to say, if you're worried about any contaminants or whatever, they say, you know, don't use potting soil because they're contaminants, etc., that can damage your seedlings. And my philosophy is that anything's not tough enough to grow through a little bit of a hard start isn't as hardy as it needs to be. I've done this for years and years, had no issue. I didn't even know there was a seed starting mix. And then I did a test. I did a trial between seed starting mix and potting soil, and I did a whole video and blog post on it, and you can go see that. I'll put a link to it. I've had no issues. I have learned, and through a little bit of research, that you don't want to make it too easy for seedlings, because if they have to put a little muscle into growing, putting out them roots, it makes them tougher. And that only makes sense. It's like us having to go against resistance for building our muscles. So it strengthens them rather than being these piddly little weakling seedlings. Okay, I had that set up for something. I have no idea what, because that was before we went on vacation. So let me see. I just wanted this to be quick. I don't want to take too long. Now, okay, so we'll soak those. So the other thing, I'm going to plant my tomatoes in, because I keep them separate. Usually I sow them all together, but because I want to have a differentiation between the Rev one and the one not using Rev, then I need to grab a clean pot. Let's see. Okay, well, I have been lax, and I don't have any clean of these little 2-inch pots, so I'm going to have to go scrub these, and I will be back. Okay, never fear, I am back. They are all scrubbed up, sanitized. I use my sanitizing spray, and ready to fill them up. I'm just going to scoop some up in each one of them. I'm not going to do that one right now. And I'm going to scoop this one up. So, now let me see if I can find that little puppy in here. Aha, right there against the edge. Okay. I'm going to add some more water and just water it in with it. Now, tomatoes, let me see. I think they're like 1/2 inch. You're supposed to sow them. Let me look, double check. Sow seeds 1/4 inch. Good thing I checked. So all I'm going to do is just kind of press it down into the soil a little bit. Not too much. But we do want firm contact with the soil. And then this one over here. Maybe that wasn't it. Maybe that's it right there. Oh, I was wrong. It wasn't it. That's it right there. It's hard to see in there when the seeds are small. Okay. Again, I'm just going to put a little touch on it. Firm it down. And then I Like I said, we'll put some more water in it. And I will water it in. That has holes in it. I need something as a catch tray. I will use this little black one for the other one. So I'm going to put that there, this one over here, and I will just water it in. Water it in with the Rev. Now I'm going to mark it because I will forget, even though one's green and one's orange, I will forget which one is which. Oh. Okay. And I'm going to write the name of it. This is Super Bush. Super Bush Rev. Now I will also write this down in my garden journal. I have a sunflower one, and I have the one I did last year, which is a bunch of garden designs on it, which is really pretty. I love it. And it really helps to keep track of what you planted in the date. I get going with so many things that I can forget what is what very easily, even though I swear I'm going to remember. So again, just put it down in there, push it, give it some good contact with the soil beneath. Firm it in, and this one gets plain water. These I didn't water from the bottom because the seeds are deep enough and I'm not worried about them dislodging. So I'm going to write Super Bush on this one too. Super Bush. Super Bush. Now these should be really interesting to grow because they stay 3 feet or under, and but they produce full-size tomatoes, not giant tomatoes, but a good size. So this should be fun to watch. And let me see, when does it usually germinate? 7 to 14 days. So after a week, if these have not germinated, I'm going to do it again because I want to make sure I get some. And who knows, sometimes the seed just doesn't do its thing. If you get 90% germination rate from fresh seeds, then you're doing great. Okay, so there is my 1 seed challenge of Super Bush. These are determinants. Oh, I didn't know that. Meaning the main flesh of the crop comes off at once. But that's okay, I can share. Just see how they grow. I also, maybe I should do another one. I should do my Tiny Tim tomatoes with it. So the Tiny Tim also stay very, very small, but they are a cherry tomato. And that would be fun to test those too. So I may do that and share with that one. If these two don't germinate, then those should. So I'll have something to share next time. I will be sure and let you know how this experiment goes. And I hope to see you in my next video, where hopefully I'll have something to report. Okay, I will see you then. So what are you starting? I would like to know, what are you trying new this year and or starting right now? This is the first week of February. And I've got a whole month's worth of sewing to do. Some I will put on my light shelf in my office, and the others I'll put out winter sewing. See, I have some more containers to winter sew in. So if you found this video helpful, informative, or just fun, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and or share with a friend who may enjoy watching along as well.